Peace and blessings be on you. At some point yesterday, I realized that there were a few points in question number one which should have been explained a bit more. And therefore, before going to question number two, we will return to question number one. This is something that may happen sometimes that after the video, I may realize that something needs a bit more explanation or something wasn't touched upon that should have been. Now, if I realize it, then of course I'll return to it the next time, but sometimes I may not realize it myself. So it will be very helpful if you post it in the comments, letting me know if something needs more explanation or something along those lines. So let's return to the slides of question number one. So first of all, remember I said that I'm going to defend these two attributes of God, but I didn't say a lot about why just these two attributes and why not the other ones in which I believe. Well, one reason is that these are the two attributes along which most of the objections of the non-believers in God revolve. So, for example, if you've ever experienced trying to convince an atheist about the existence of God, the most common argument which the believers give is that, look, such complex things as human beings, for example, how can they have been created without a God? And the atheists usually smile at this, and actually you have landed into their arena, and they have a trump card, and they say that, okay, by the same argument, why shouldn't the creator have a creator? And last time we proved that the creator cannot have a creator. So in this regard, this is very useful. In fact, these are the things which you will encounter usually when objections against the existence of God are raised. And the other reason is that actually we will be discovering more attributes or proving more attributes along the way as we go into further questions. So by the time the book is finished, we will actually, without realizing it, have proven a lot more attributes of God than just these two. So, okay, so that was one thing. And then, okay, this is fine. Okay, and then over here, once we proved that a child must have a creator, someone could say that, okay, I agree that a child must have a creator, but I know who the creators are. I know the parents of the child are the creators. So here you can say that when we talk about creator, we mean the ability to create something exactly the way you want it. Now, let's say parents want an extremely beautiful child. Now, they don't have a control over how beautiful the child is going to be. The best they can do is to try to bring a child in the world, but they don't have a control over its beauty. And let's say that they would like the child to have 3 eyes instead of 2. Well, they don't have a control over that as well, and so many other things. So it seems that parents are creators of the child, but actually they are not, because they have very little control over what the child looks like. So that takes care of that one. And then, so over here, remember last time I just had finiteness and powerlessness on the slide, and now you see this limited power, which actually conveys the same idea. In fact, it would be more helpful if we just focus on limited power instead of these two. And actually, all the arguments that we gave by the finiteness and the powerlessness, because powerlessness, in a way, is kind of an exaggerated term. A lot of things do have some power. So we are better off saying limited power instead of what we said last time. So, and all the arguments that we made still go through, even if you have limited power here. So what that means is that we showed that anything that's complex and has limited power, that has to have a creator. And so when we move to the second possibility, the refutation of the second possibility, so here I think I need to explain this a bit more. So we said that if we assume that the second possibility is true, that the creator should also have a creator, then whatever reasoning you are using to say that a creator has a creator, the same reasoning says that that second creator should also have a creator, and then that should have a creator, and then that creator should have a creator, and so we land into an infinite chain of creators. And now that makes no logical sense. Well, for example, if someone says that there is only one creator, now, even if you don't have a logical explanation of that, that claim or that statement cannot be right away dismissed as an absurd one. The best that can be said is that, okay, it may be right, it may be wrong, but there is nothing clearly absurd about that statement that there is a creator. But when you say that, oh, there's an infinite chain of creators, then actually you don't even know what you're talking about. And therefore, that is a logically absurd idea. And so because of that, we have to believe that there's only one creator, since at least one creator is already being established. And so we have to believe that there is no creator. Well, not one creator, but right now we showed that the creator cannot have a creator. So actually, at that point, if you think about it, the proof is complete, because the first possibility has been refuted, the second possibility has been refuted, and therefore the third one has to be true, as we explained last time. And so the proof is complete. So whatever I was saying afterwards is actually a byproduct. So once we realize that there has to be a creator of everything we see, and then that creator cannot have a creator, then someone may say that, okay, then I'm a bit confused about the two attributes over here. Obviously, we agree that the creator is extremely complex. So then why wouldn't it have a creator? Well, the explanation we gave that last time, that just being complex is not enough. If something is complex and has limited power, then that means that that thing has to have a creator. So now, if we are talking about the creator himself, it's obviously true that the creator is extremely complex, so this first condition is satisfied. But since we already know that the creator cannot have a creator, then this second condition has to be false. Because if both of these conditions are true, and we know that the first one is true, if both of them are true, then we showed during a refutation of first possibility that that would force that thing to be created by someone. And since the creator is not created by anyone, as we have established, so the creator cannot satisfy both these. And since the creator does satisfy the first one, so it means that the second one is false in case of the creator, which is another way of saying that the creator has unlimited power. Now that in itself is an extremely important fact in its own right, even though that's not something which we set ourselves to prove, but it came as a byproduct during our proof, that we found out that we have also actually shown along the way that the creator has unlimited power. And then so that ended proof here. And then lastly, I was talking about proof by experience being even more satisfying than proof by logic. Proof by logic is what we've done. And then I also mentioned, but that doesn't mean that logic is useless. In fact, logic may become silent at a certain point in certain explanations, and then experience can take over from there. But even then, the things that we prove by experience, they are never illogical. So there's never a logical refutation there. Just being silent about something doesn't mean, logic being silent about something doesn't mean that the thing is logical. So let me illustrate that further by an example. So let's say we all remember the first time we saw a magnet. And before that, we had no concept of one thing being able to attract another thing like that. So you observe a magnet for the first time and you experience that that magnet is attracting pieces of iron. Now, of course, you will have to believe it because you've experienced it. But yet, you don't have a logical explanation for that. Like, why is that happening and how could that happen? It's just your experiences showing you right away that it's happening. So that's another example of something where you have proof by experience, even though logic is just silent. You can't say that magnet attracting pieces of iron is illogical. It's just something about which logic has suddenly become silent and not saying anything at all. But on the other hand, let's say someone makes a statement that, okay, I know that this dog that is going in the street is actually a man. Now, even though I don't have a logical proof of it, but I know by experience that that dog is actually a man. Now, that is a ridiculous statement. Obviously, there could be no such experience, because if you ask such a person, okay, tell me how I go through that experience and how I learn the process through which I can go through such an experience, it would tell me that that dog is actually a man. That person will never be able to tell you any method. He will just keep repeating that, no, I know for sure. I can't explain to you how it is, but I know that it is. In that case, you know that he's talking about illogical things. That is not an experience. It's just trying to use the word experience in a very wrong way over here. So that's an illogical thing, whereas the magnet example was something being beyond logic. So beyond logic is different from being illogical. So now I hope that we've taken care of all the important aspects of question 1, and we will hopefully start question number 2 next time, and God bless you.